Okay, so you're still watching Prime Morning. It's time for us to talk relationship, and of course, KMJ's here.
Yeah.
Are you in a relationship?
Well, I've got, yeah.
Are you in a relationship?
Really?
Shiship. Shinship.
We've been there and done that.
Are you going back?
And we're thinking about that.
You sure?
Yeah, sure.
You're not going to go in anytime soon?
I'm thinking about it.
Have you met someone?
Met a couple.
Okay. How many are they? Couple, two?
Yeah, -1.
Anyway, we can't do this alone. We need experts to help us delve into this conversation. And we have Ariel, who is here with us. Hi, Ariel.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well. Yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. It's good to have you here.
Same here.
And you're
Happy
pretty.
to have.
You're beautiful.
Thank you.
KMJ,
Yeah.
what did you say?
She's beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I think I can exit the show and leave the show for you to have the
No, where's the other side?
And also we'll have our second guest joining us via Zoom. That's Kobena Atabedu. Kobena, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very well, and you? And good morning to your viewers.
We are fine, thank you, Kobena. We are very, very fine. I will come back to you on Zoom, but we'll start the conversation right here in the studio. Ariel.
Hello.
Okay, so you're a wellness coach?
Yes, please.
And we want to talk about relationship disparities.
Sure.
You know, in Ghana, it's not just Ghana, I know, but in Ghana here, I just want to limit it to Ghana. When we talk about, relationship, people expect the man to be older than the woman. When it's the other way around, society sort of frowns on it. Even churches frown on it. Companies frown on it. People frown. Your family will even frown on it. Why is this so?
And yeah, social media frowns on that.
I like that.
It's true. That's very true. That's where we live now.
And it's a personal experience. Yeah, some time back, I was on another station where in a conversation just like this, and we're asking about whether you would want to date an older woman, and I said I've dated a lot of older women, and the next thing is KMJ loves the older women, and I'm like, okay,
You're stereotyped.
what kind of life is that?
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So, and social media even makes it worse. Yeah.
Because that's where we live. Everything happens on social media, so you can't hide from it. Everybody wants to put their life out there. So I think that is why anything that comes up, it quickly goes on social media, and then it makes the airwaves now.
Yeah. So now when I find another woman, I'm not going to tell anybody. I keep it to myself. It's okay.
KMJ, you just let me know. Just let me know. I got you.
You're like a social media audio. Get out of here. Anyway, please go ahead.
Yeah. It's very common, something that has been happening, not now. It didn't start now. It's been there for hundreds and thousands of years that, a belief system or an idea is created that if you are like this, you can't be like this. If you are old, you can't marry a younger girl. Or if you're a younger girl, you can marry an older man. And we add meanings to it. Sometimes you are younger, you're marrying an older man, and then they say it's because of the money, it's not because of the person. So these are beliefs and ideas that we have created, and we use it to socialize people, group of people, and we think because I think like that, then that is what it is. But it's overgeneralized. Stereotypes are overgeneralized, and an assumption that if somebody married an older person because of money, it means every younger person who marries an older person is because of money. But that is an assumption, and it can't be true. And you can't say that if all Ghans are like this, it means every Ashanti who marries a Ghan is going to have the same experience. But we've done this stereotyping over the years and centuries and generations because we want to compartmentalize our social world. So that when you meet someone, it's like, okay, once you tell me you come from here or your age, I know you. But you don't necessarily know someone because the person is just a female. We just saw a female who is doing a male's job, and it's been stereotyped already. But she feels that she can do it. So we do these things just because we think once we have these ideas in our mind, we are protecting ourselves.
Right.
We are being playing safe. So if I meet an older woman and she's interested in me, a younger man, maybe it's because she wants to abuse me, or, you know, but it doesn't mean it's truth. And it doesn't mean a fact. And so as an individual, you are the one making choices for your life, for your well-being, for how you want your life to feel for you. And so are you going to go by an idea or a stereotype that has been standing for over 100 years, that maybe whoever even brought it up and created it is no more? And then you are here, 25.
That is against your happiness.
That's
joy.
exactly.
I mean, if that's where you're going to find happiness.
If that is what is going to make you feel fulfilled, satisfied, meet your maximum potential, and actually live a more fulfilling life, that one stereotype, that one idea or belief is holding you back. The question is, who are you living for? And we've been, I mean, a lot of us are unhappy mostly because we live pleasing the outside world and pleasing our core values.
Right.
We are afraid to go after our beliefs because we think I will lose this person. They will say I'm like this, all the things people will say about us. But there's always a need for risk and safety and well-being. You need to sometimes risk certain things you want because you are the first beneficiary of your life. And you know very well that if I go for this older person or this younger person, I am the kind of person I want to be.
Right.
Who would you say yes to? I would always say yes to myself. And so I think it's more of your perspective of life and your own self-worth, self-belief, and how you view the whole world in general, and how well you want to be fulfilled. And then you can play safe and balance your life on these stereotypes. They come from here, it's older than me, and all those things. You find a way to actually rise above them and create a more fulfilling life for yourself.
Well, that's so true. I mean, the money is very, very important, though. You know, when you're going to, whether the person is older or younger, like, the money is very important in marriage. How do I pay my school fees? How do I eat? There's no money. Money is important. I'm not marrying you if you can't take care of me. I'm sorry. But let's join Kobina Ozu. Hi, Kobina. Let's bring you into this conversation. We just want to know, you know, why this whole stereotype? Why is it going on? Why are people succumbing to it?
Okay. I'm interested in the last part, but we'll come to that. We'll come to that. Now, first of all, what I want to say is that stereotyping is not as negative as we put it. From an academic perspective, stereotyping is formed as a generalization, and it is formed over a period of time. So the reason why we are able to say that, let's say, gas like fighting, is that over a considerable length of time, a certain pattern of behavior has been observed about a certain group of people. And that is where the stereotyping comes from. So if you ask the psychologists, they'll tell you that stereotypes are generalizations about the personal attributes or characteristics of a group of people. Now, for example, if we take all our boxers who have been successful in Ghana, how many of them are not gas? So that is where stereotyping comes from.
I like that.
Now, let's come back to the issue at hand. Why is it so? And there is, I always take a sociological or anthropological aspect view of our life. In the past, two people didn't used to meet in the streets and arrange relationships and marriage. In the past, marriages were arranged by families. And normally, the women were betrothed to a man, not a boy. So by the time the lady becomes a woman, as in menstruates, and she's now a woman, the family is looking out for who would come and marry her. Sometimes the male's family would identify that this family or this home is a good home. They have certain characteristics that we are interested in. So we wouldn't mind our son marrying from that home. So they start arranging the marriage even before the girl is of age. So by the time the girl is of age, she already has an idea that this is the man I'm going to marry in future.
Right.
And so sociologically, we have a society where the men would always be older than the women. And that is where the stereotyping has come from, that a woman is supposed to be younger than the man. Now, there are other medical or biological aspects that go with it.
Okay.
If the man is younger than the woman, you usually, or generally speaking, in terms of mental maturity, women mature faster than men. So if you take two people who sat in one class and they all turn 25 after university, it is generally speaking, the woman will be more matured in terms of thinking than the man. So the woman will now begin to feel that, not doing so. And so her match mentally will be someone more older than her.
How many years older?
We can come to, I can tell you my personal belief.
Okay.
My personal belief is that age is a number.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if, it depends. You see, it is not age that makes you matured for a relationship or for marriage. It is this,
Right.
the mental
The
ability.
development, yeah.
So someone can be 22 years, but is as matured as someone who is 30 years. And someone can be 50 years and still behave like a 15-year-old.
Oh yeah, I know someone like that.
So it's a question of how matured is the person's mind and his thinking and how he relates with people. So that is what will determine it. Now, at the end of the day, it is not the age that will make the relationship successful. It is the ability of the two people to have what in law they call consensus ad idem, a meeting of minds.
Yeah.
That is what will make the relationship successful. Now, to the point you made, anybody who goes into marriage because he's looking for a man who can look after her is likely to be marrying an ATM machine. Now, what happens when the ATM machine can't dispense cash anymore? The relationship will not work. So you need to look beyond the financial benefits of a marriage or a relationship. Again, in this era, day and age, where we have a lot of gender advocacy, why is it that a woman will look up to a man to come and look after her? When today, women are allowed to do anything a man can do. In fact, women are doing far better than men. If we look around this country today, we can count female managing directors. Automatically, it means they earn more than their husbands. Should they be waiting for a man to look after them? That's why I said that the point you made is very interesting as far as I'm concerned, because those are some of the stereotypes that a man must look after a woman.
Yeah.
In this context, in this contemporary world we live in, is that relevant? Is this still necessary, or should we change the mindset?
You need to change the mindset.
That's my opinion.
Okay. All
We
right,
have to
Kobina.
change the mindset.
No, I'm not changing my mindset. This is
we
my
have to- We have to change that mindset.
this is my
The ATM still has to be functioning.
You have to function. You need to function.
We have to, because
Look, love is
and
sweet.
that's a
But when
serious point
money
right
enter
there.
love is sweeter. So,
That's your mindset.
Yeah, that's my mindset.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
your mindset.
And
will be
I
different.
like it that he mentioned the mind, and stereotypes have become beliefs, have become a mindset, and we've accepted them.
Yeah.
And we now live them out because it's become our mindset and our beliefs. And just as he said, supposing you're a Ga and you've been heard that it's a Gans are like this, would you want to be seen like that? So it behoves on you as an individual to make your own personal development so that stereotype does not necessarily define you. How do you do that? You need more awareness of your behavior, your actions, your lifestyle, the way you do your things, so that if really it's true that they said Gans like fighting, do you show that kind of behavior? And most of the time when we are stereotyped, the people that are stereotyped will say, oh, it's not true.
But you know, whenever
It's not true. We are not like that.
Whenever it is
because we are not
positive
aware. We
Whenever
don't.
it's positive, we accept it.
Exactly.
When it's positive, stereotyping.
Yes. When it's positive, we accept it. When it's negative, we don't want to bring in consciousness, awareness to say that, yes, they said my people, or where I come from, or my age type, or, I mean, where we are now, we do these things. Can I start watching myself? This is where transformation comes from. Can me start watching myself to see that, do I do things like that? Do I show, I mean, characteristics or behaviors or habits that will let that stereotype or idea or belief match me? Once you start doing that, you realize that you can become aware of how you act and you can change yourself so that you don't become what you've been stereotyped
But
to
most
be.
times, to people who find themselves in that situation are the unique type or maybe the difference.
Yes.
You understand? So when you're feeling it, knowing very well that you're the difference, then it makes it look like, oh, it's everybody that is affected when it comes to this. For example, if people say, oh, don't marry from this tribe because they are like that, and I'm different, and my assessment tells me that I'm way different from these people. Obviously, if I'm going through that period, I'll feel some way about it.
Yeah, you'll be affected.
You get it? Even though I know
you are not.
it is what it is, but I am not
You have
the person
worked on
you guys
yourself.
think. So why should I suffer that? You understand? I have a personal experience in my family where one of my brothers wanted to marry, and they said it's an effort. So the woman that he wanted to actually marry, it never happened.
Oh wow!
He had to marry a different person. So I know what I'm talking about when it comes to this. You get me? So sometimes it's the difference that you make and why you have to suffer for that. That makes it hurt. You understand? So I don't know, but
Kabila, you have something to say?
And sometimes too, it's how we condition people. And conditioning is in psychology is a way of shaping a mind in a certain direction. So you condition the person to think in a certain way. Now, look at how we create our songs. So you are conditioned through arts and culture, music, to think in a certain way. So now you want to marry and you are Gan. And by the way, I'm partly Gan. My grandmother is called Shome from Osu.
Okay.
So it's not as if I'm putting Gans.
We're on the gas today. Please go ahead.
I lived in Kolegono for more than 20 years. So I'm Gan. So it's not as if I'm picking.
So do you keep hearing them say Gan men don't take care of their women?
All the action in economically and financially is in Accra. All the schools are in Accra. So a typical Gan man from my Kolegono backyard may have gone to school in Achimota or Accra Academy and then probably University of Ghana and got a job in Accra. He's never been outside the Greater Accra region. Now he meets a lady who is from the north. And the first thing he's thinking about is, hey,
Jenny.
I'm a JK. Then the next thing that everybody says in the family is, hey, no, must we travel up north to go and do the right? Hey, it's too long, we can't go. Immediately, you are prepared to begin to doubt that particular person in the relationship. Meanwhile, for all you know, this is the right person to give you peace of mind.
Very true.
And happiness in your relationship.
So it means that we need to question.
Saying the song thing again, we have songs that say "Mi bibi ni bruni," and that's where the bleaching thing started from, where we sing and call a black person my white woman, you know. And so we look down on the black color, and a lot of people started bleaching because. And a lot of men actually started going after fair women. And so these are some of the things. Even the way our music influence our mindset. It's so crucial. So from my perspective, I tell people what you listen to, what you listen to, what you watch, what you read, what you are watching, is not just what you think is happening then. It is actually becoming a belief system, a mindset, and you are going to do certain things without knowing that it's because of this thing I watched.
And sometimes there are people who do it and the experience happens, you know, where somebody goes into a relationship or a marriage with someone and it happens as such, you know, what they stereotyped that it happened. So then people say, okay, we told you, and you still went ahead. Want to activate the phone line for you at home to join this conversation. conversation. We know it's interesting and you definitely want to join. So do call us and join. You can send in your messages as well. We'll read it live on air. We have Ariel and Kobina here who are helping us with this discussion. That's relationship stereotypes.
Ever heard of our Kwan warranty your friend our
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Whoever said that should be questioned. You know, I mean, really.
No, I mean, the thing is, people have, as Kobina is saying, have done these things over the years because something happened over a particular period of time. And as people, psychologically, we wire things we see. And if you are brought up and you are giving birth to for your first 7 years, your subconscious mind is just taking everything in as good. So when we become adults, the bigger work we are doing is unlearning some of the conditioning and the patterns that we have picked when we couldn't discern what was really good for us, you know. And when we grow to become our fullest and meet our maximum potential, there's a lot of unlearning we have to do. And it has to be something we work at. And learning and relearning and keep learning. That if I say I'm a man, and so the woman has to always treat me like this, what does it say? Does it make me less of a man? You know, there's a lot of stereotyping about masculinity that if people feel if I'm a man, if I do these things, that makes me a man. All these things you need to ask yourself, really?
Yeah, we hear
does it change me?
Men are not supposed to cry.
To me? You know?
Yes.
And so men has a lot of emotional and mental well-being issues, but because they suppress them. And
when it escalates, that's another thing altogether.
Exactly, and that becomes toxic in relationships, you know?
I have my first call on the line. Hello, good morning, Efua.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good. What about you?
We are fine, thank you. Efua, let's hear from you.
Okay. I want to ask this question.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, Efua, hold on. Lower the volume of your television set, okay? Or just put it off and listen to the phone, okay? Listen to us from the phone, okay?
Hello.
Your TV set is dragging the conversation, so you can put it off, so you can hear us from the phone, okay?
I'm in a relationship with that guy, and it seems our families are not well to accept us. So in this case, what should we do?
Okay, Efua. Let's hand you over to the experts. We are presenters.
This issue.
Should we bring Kobina in?
Efua, what should you do?
Come again.
Did you say what should you do?
Yeah, because it's something.
Efua is in love.
Yeah, it's a huge decision to make. There's a lot of things, I mean, that plays a role in going into a marriage. Your families plays a role in even going with you to do everything. And so it does, I mean, become a very big decision to take that. It's as a wellness coach, I guide. I don't make decisions for people. I don't tell people do this or do that. We have to find a place where you make a decision where the consequences that come, you can live with it because you are the first beneficiary of your life. So for me, what I would say is she needs a more sitting down with her family to bring them to come to terms with where she is and let them know, I mean, this is the man I love, and I know the two of us can come together to create something beautiful. It may not seem like what you've known in the past about marrying an Ewe, but I know the guy I have met. And the guy also needs to, I mean, come up and show himself as not what they expect. So he needs to come in contact with his family and try to find ways and means to let them understand her. But no, I can't tell her to end the relationship because the family is not, I mean...
Let me take this
question. But it's very important and a huge decision to make.
Kobina, before you make your point, let me go quickly on the phone line, then we can make your point, okay? Hello, good morning, Mamia.
Hello, good morning.
How are you?
Please, I'm fine, thank you.
Fantastic. Talk to us.
Okay, so I'm calling from Tema. I have this problem with my fiance. We've been dating for 4 years, and then he's ever, and I'm also ever. But the problem is that the family does not, they don't want us to take this relationship to the next level I mean, they don't want us to get married. And it has been our problem for the past 4 years. We keep postponing our marriage. And I don't know what to do. I don't know whether to get out of the relationship or I should still continue. Please talk to me. Thank you.
Mamia, did they give you any reason? Did they give you any reason? Did they give you any specific reason why they don't want you guys to marry?
Yeah.
The problem is that they don't want their son to get married to an Ever.
They are Evers.
We have this, we have this chemistry. We love ourselves, we understand ourselves, and I believe my fiancé is the best partner for me, but the family seems not to.
Wow.
Can we bring Kobna in? Kobna, please.
Wow.
Join the conversation.
Yes. Okay, so we have two scenarios where one is an Ever, one is not. And the second scenario where both are Evers,
yeah.
but they are not interested. Now, so the first thing is that why is it that they are not interested? That is where sometimes stereotyping comes in. Yeah. For example, let me give you a few of the misconceptions we have. There's a belief that Ever men are domineering and they are not romantic. There's a belief that Evers are inward looking. No, so these are some of the misconceptions that other people who are not Evers have of Evers. Yeah. But I grew up with a friend of mine called Jonathan, whose father is Ever, and I was always in their house and he was always in my house. So I don't see those stereotypes. They are not barriers for me as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But they are homes or families or ethnic groupings who have certain stereotypes. So the first question in both instances is that why is it that they don't want this person or that family, that grouping? If you get to understand it, you will know why they don't want it. For example, if you take the two Evers, it is possible that 100 years ago, there was a fight between this grouping and that grouping. And that led to a situation where they said, never will any of our kindred marry from the other side.
Right.
Today, nobody will, you and I were not there, so nobody will mention it. But it is something that has been there. It will take you understanding it. And so, you see, when it comes to the Nanumba and Kokumba fights, it was just about chicken. But the chicken is the top of the iceberg. Yeah. Beneath the iceberg,
what's the problem?
Are deep sentiments. Yeah. Now, when you have such deep sentiments under the water, at the bottom of the iceberg, believe you me, any storm that blows the relationship, it will not stand. So it is important that, number one, you get your parents to express why they don't like those people. And after you have understood why they don't like those people, if it is possible, you either get your spouse, your potential spouse, to meet your people so that he can clarify some of the misconceptions they have.
Okay.
Sometimes by just engaging the person and finding out who the person is, they might be giving in and then they can support it.
Okay.
One thing I'll always say is that marriage is not about two people, it's about two families. And so if one family is not interested, don't push it.
Don't push it.
Because you need the family support system. Yeah. And if you don't have it, you are likely to be in trouble.
Okay, come now, let's go back on the phone line. We have Gideon. Hi, good morning, Gideon. Gideon?
Yeah, hello.
Yes.
Oh, okay, we have Gideon and Judith.
There's Gideon. Okay, I want to speak to Gideon first. Gideon, I'll come to you. Fine, thank you. How are you too?
I'm all right, thanks.
Great, let's hear from you.
From one point of view, you see, happiness is
Gideon again. Gideon, lower the volume of the TV set, okay?
Happiness is the most important thing of the individual. So, what you have to do is that...
All right, Mamia, hello.
You know what you want best. You don't have to allow the society to determine what you want, right? So it's all boiled down to our mindset. It's all about our mindset, the state of mind. So sometimes you don't need to conform to the society. When you are not, it wouldn't even make you happy. That is my point.
All right, thank you so much, Gideon, for making your point. We go straight to Mamia. How are you, Mamia?
Hello.
Hi, Mamia. How are you?
I'm fine. It's actually Judith.
Oh, Judith, rather. Okay. Hope you're well.
Calling from Elmina.
Okay, Judith. Let's hear from you.
Okay. In the case that, I think, when it comes to our tribes, they have fancies and other stuff. Sometimes our parents don't want us to marry people who inherit patrimonially. So in that case, they think that as we inherit matrimonial, we shouldn't cross border to other side. So they will take our children away. So in that case, when you're in a relationship and it's like that, what should we do?
Okay, Ariel, you want to take this?
Yeah. So I mean, I'll go to what the gentleman said about happiness and all that, and come to this one. You know, happiness is not just about being happy with yourself alone. And every decision you make bears on almost every area of your life. And this topic that we are discussing is not just a tiny little, topic. And it's very sensitive and it's big and all that. And as Kobna also shared, it's two families and you can't leave the families out of it. People have done that. Decided to leave the families out of it for their happiness, for their satisfaction and their happiness, and gone ahead to say we are eloping or we are going to get married and be on our own. But every choice in life comes with a consequence.
I know someone who did that and ended up coming back to the family.
So you should be ready and aware that if I make this choice, it's going to affect me socially, emotionally, psychologically, financially, intellectually, occupationally, spiritually, in every area of your life. That one one single choice you make affects you in all the areas of your well-being. And so there's a need to be holistic in your decision making. You will lose some. You can't get it all. So which one can I say, okay, if I decide to go and marry this Ewe guy, regardless of what my parents are saying, if I lose my mother, coming along with me, can I live with that for the rest of my life? So you have to weigh and take the risk and the safety and find a balance. And our well-being is always about being personally responsible for our choices and trying to find a balance where we can stand and not tip off in life, where we lose the meaning of life. And so this calls that are coming, my parents don't want us to marry if they will take our children away and all that. But you have fallen in love with someone who comes from this, type of family lineage. What do? Do you give him away, give up on it? And you keep meeting people like that. What do you finally do? So it's about coming to the place of knowing how to make sound decision and knowing that that decision touches all the areas of my life. Which one can I say that if I don't have, I can bear with it?
Let's bring Kobna into this. Kobna, unfortunately, we don't have enough time, so we'll have to take your final words on this.
Okay, so my final words would be that you know your family and you know what they are predisposed to. So if you can sense that they may not want a particular type of guy or a particular type of grouping, you can save yourself the stress by as much as possible steering away from that. But aside of that, age is just a number. The gap shouldn't be too much. In my opinion, anything between 1 and 5 years is fine on both sides. As long as the maturity is there. When the age gap is too wide, then you are looking at 2 generations. So you are likely to have a lot of misunderstandings because you'll be seeing things differently. Okay. And so you consider those things.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Kobna. But if in case of this, should she choose her family over the man or the man over the family?
I don't think we should give up love. So if you can fight for it, fight not as in being rebellious, but if you can engage people and get them to see things from your point of view and support you on the journey, it's a better option than to go against them. Because the reality is this: as soon as you go against them, your marriage will be tested.
Thank you so much.
And most of the time when it is tested, it will not stand.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Ariel, your final words, quickly.
Yeah, so I would also say that there's always a need of getting people to support you. And so talk to people. get them to also shift their mindsets and understand where you are coming from. But if it comes to, I mean, shove and whatever, and you think that they won't come along, but you know that this is what will satisfy your well-being, find a way to balance your life and go for what makes you fulfilled.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We've been speaking to Ariel, who is a wellness coach, and also Kobinata Bedu, who is a business consultant and a family life advocate. I've been doing this with the man himself, Kim.
Yeah, we had a good time. I'm sure you also did.
We'll be back again tomorrow. And of course, we'll bring you more that's happening in our world. My name is Rosalind Felly. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.